Okay, in a previous video, I talked about ChatGPT Canvas and documents and how you can work with those documents in ChatGPT Canvas and how you not can work there. Here's the video to the previous video about Codex CLI versus ChatGPT Canvas. And I think Codex CLI is a much better tool than Canvas ChatGPT. So let me show you the website here, Codex CLI, because I got a question about pricing, and the person sounded a bit unsure about Codex CLI and how you can use it. I interpreted it at least this way. So it does cost nothing, the tool itself, but it eats your tokens, of course, right? So if you have a pro subscription, it's much better than a free subscription, and enterprise subscription is maybe even better, right? However, here's the tool, and you can install it on a Mac with Homebrew. If you're not familiar with Homebrew and how you install those tools in a terminal, I will show you the terminal very, very soon. But here's Homebrew. You basically run this command to install it. You need admin rights, but then you can just install things, right? With the brew install codex, and it does and installs everything that you need, and then you are fine, then you can start it. So let me just show you the terminal. So you can open a terminal with terminal, and then you get your terminal. By default, you are in your home folder, which is users and your name. But I want to go back. I want to go back into my my folder here, because this is the folder you see here, me, Whisper, YouTube, which corresponds with this here in Obsidian, right? So let me just start Codex here. So what I can do, let's choose model here for a moment. I can choose between GPT-5 Codex, which is great for coding, and I can choose select GPT-5, which is great for maybe everything else. And I know you know that in ChatGPT you have GPT-5, not Codex. Here you can choose, right? So we choose here GPT-5, and I can choose the reasoning level as well. Minimal, low, or medium. Medium takes, of course, a bit more time than low, a bit more time than minimum, and so on. But let's just keep it at medium. Before I will go out here, because I want to show you something else. Because selecting each time the same is a bit boring, right? So you can start it directly here. You can see, or you can say Codex, your model, GPT-5. I want to have full auto approval, means that I don't want to say every time, yes, do it. I want you just to go ahead and do it. And I want to enable web search, because when I do work with documents, of course I want to have the luxury of the full-blown web search already integrated, right? Not just the information from the model. So when I say like do the web search, it would do the web search, or it would probably very often find out itself that it has to do this. So I'm running this here, and I have access now to all those documents in here, right? So I could, for example, say add hello to add for the file temp. Now it lists all the files here that I have in this folder. I want to have it in the temp file, and it would in a moment write hello here. But I want to show you something else, because now I say create a new top level folder, others. So the name is others. And as you see here, folder, right? Not file, folder. We have me, Whisper, YouTube, and all those three have numbers. What does happen if I say create a new top level folders, others? Will it add a number, or will it not do this? So just go ahead and execute this. In the meantime, it wrote hello here, so this perfectly worked. Because it will, I know it will add a number before. And why does he do this? Because I told Codex beforehand in a system prompt. That means the prompt, which means a usual prompt just for the system, that gets injected. And in Codex CLI, you do this by defining an agent.md file. That is this here, this file. And you would create it by /init. So if you write init here and maybe say a few words, then it would create a structure. Let me show you. But here you see the others file folder was created with 40. So why did he do this? Here's the agents file. When I say /init, then it creates this agent file. And I can iterate over this file to make it my file, right? So here's the scope. Applies to the entire vault. Folder level agents empty file can override these rules within their folder. That means that if I have defined an agent file in here, in this folder, it would override or can override this agents here. Structure, keep top level areas and numeric prefix intact. Top level folders must follow the remaining pattern. 2-digit number. Do not rename. Use markdown files only, and so on. Images, where are they? Then I create some editing rules, some font matter, and so on. Also the voice, I want to have neutral and concise, and so on. And yeah, that you can do. Now let's try something else. Let's say get familiar with my YouTube ideas. Let's have a look at my YouTube ideas. Yeah, I have a list of YouTube ideas, right? Let's just remove those here. In here and create new ideas. Add those to news in a new section in the same document. We'll do this, and you already saw a test that I did beforehand. It will add something here. Okay, and then let's just go ahead, because you can proceed. You even can create a new session and run 2 codecs in parallel, right? For example, here, let's just open a new one. I write codecs, and while he's working, I want you to outline an idea for YouTube, right? Let's go with this because he did this. Proposed ideas. I can go ahead, and then I can create a new one here. Codecs. Create a new idea for a YouTube video. Here's the one idea that I have. Okay. Then we have this one and this one. Yeah, now he put it here because I did one thing that I did forget is add this to a new file, right? So I could do this. And you see already here, I have two tabs, 2 sessions, and I can work basically in parallel, right? While the one is doing something, I can start a new one, and I can then talk there and do whatever I want. So for those that are a bit asked or have heard about that there is there is this, let's first move this here, that there is this Codex CLI, this is fine, but there's also a plugin for Obsidian, right? Because I'm using Obsidian right here. So why shouldn't I use that? The advantage over Codex CLI is that you can use it anywhere. You don't have to do it with Obsidian. You are not dependent on any plugin. You don't have to create your own plugin. Maybe you're not a developer, right? You don't want to do it. You don't want to spend time on it, and maybe you don't trust other plugins. So that's why this Codex here, developed by OpenAI, you can just use it anywhere in any folder, right? And you can give it images, you can give it text and PDFs probably as well. And all this is quite fine. But if you want to use the Codex SDK, and I will go into this in a later video, you can have pretty rich and deep integration with, for example, Obsidian or any other tool. But you have to develop this. While in Codex CLI, you just use it, right? That's the advantage. So let me know, give me a thumbs up if you already have tried this out, maybe Codex CLI with documents. And remember also to select the right model, not the Codex, but the normal model. And if you think, which is also a pretty interesting thing, if you think this is a bit slow and ChatGPT is much faster, first of all, I think you're mistaken, because working on Canvas takes time. However, Codex is one of many players. There's not many, but of the few. There's Claude Code as well. There's GitHub Copilot. There's Cursor. All those have CLIs that you also can use, and they're exactly same way. And it's not that the one is better than the others. It's like a race, right? Claude Code is better today maybe than Codex CLI, but tomorrow it could be Cursor CLI, which is better. We don't know. So yeah, thank you and see you next time.